Magic round, I guess it's a good way to kind of rebound, like from a loss that you guys haven't had in a while or whatever. So I guess it's back on the big stage, and how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's exciting. Magic rounds, it's a great concept, and people of Queensland, I might be a bit biased, but they love their rugby league, and to have such a big event there and all the teams going there, and even starting the Magic round, I think it's a great idea to have the women's origin. Game one, it'll get the attention that they deserve, and hopefully a really big crowd at a big stadium. It's really exciting for the Queensland team, and then that'll start the weekend well, and then I think we're Sunday arvo, so hopefully the field's still in all right condition, but really exciting.
What came out of the review? As I said, you guys haven't had a loss for a long time now, so what was the biggest, I suppose, learnings?
Probably things that went against us. We probably didn't just defend it. Penalties and some knock-ons, and just had to kind of try and turn them away. And against a quality side like the Sharks, you need to be really resolute in defence, and we probably weren't. And they just grinded us down there, and it probably started at the start of the second half, and didn't really give us an opportunity there. It took us a long time to get back, and then we just got done. And I think the Sharks get a bit of grief at times, but it's no fluke to be where they are. After 10 rounds, this is a pretty tough competition, and they're a quality side, and they got, even without Nico Hines, they've got a really balanced football side, and we saw that on the weekend, that you have to play really, really well to beat them.
What about the Eels then? They're coming off the loss also, so you've had some pretty good battles with them over the years.
Yeah, the Eels, and as a front rower, looking at their pack, Hopgood, Paulo and Campbell Gillard, you won't find a much better middle unit than those three guys, and the big bodies off the bench they've got. So, with a bit of a narrow focus for our forward pack, we've got a really tough job this weekend. And Para, it's been a pretty good contest last few years.
Xavier could be coming back this week. He's going to be a huge addition if he is. How's he been tracking? Have you been talking about him? Hoping his recovery's all good.
Yeah, he's such an athlete. Just watching him, he's a bit of a gazelle. He strides around the footy field at such speed, and such a big body as well. He's really impressive. So hopefully he's back. But in saying that, Grant Anderson come in, and he did a really good job for us on the weekend. So I think it's a good problem the coaches will have with a fair bit of depth in that position.
Apparently, the team watched Harry's controversial incidents being talked about a lot. What did the team take away from watching film, and what do you think sort of players can do better next time in that position?
I think he just probably took his eyes off at the end there, and obviously there's no malice or anything in it, but I understand the logic of protecting kickers, but maybe a little bit of common sense, I suppose. I don't know if it's an interesting one when you consider there's any contact with the kicker is a penalty, but then we're worried about a kicker's leg, but then any contact with the head, there seems to be a bit of, it's not a penalty, or that's not 10 the bin, and it's what's more important to a person, is their brain or a foot, I guess. I don't know. I think it's just a bit interesting that we don't have such focus on head highs and concussions when at a time where we probably should, and then the trend is obviously you can't touch a kicker anymore, and I understand why not, but probably a bit more consistency would be good.
Do you think they should maybe look at lowering, obviously rugby union quite well, lowering the tackle height, and also relying on a yellow card, sin bin more for that kind of action?
No, I don't think so. You look at a lot of the concussions these days, it's players going low, trying to tackle low and getting a knee to the head, and hitting hips and that. To be honest, I think it's probably a safer tackle. Obviously not too high, but I think there's a fine line there, and I think other sports, I think we're doing a right job, but I think the reality is it's such a fast-paced contact sport. You've seen the 6 again rule come in, the amount of attrition and speed that the game is. At times, players are going to get it wrong, and sadly, that at times can lead to a concussion. But there's 99% of the high tackles, there's no malice in it. It's just a player who's really fatigued, and the game's really fast, and it's just they're just trying to do a job for their team, not trying to hurt the opposition. So I think that's just the reality of the sport we're in. But I think the big focus is how we deal with concussions. And I think we've seen the stand down policy used to be 6 days, now it's gone out to 12. And I think the more we're learning about it, and the more, I suppose, conservative and care for the player, and I think it's pleasing.
Do you have any thoughts on the taking the ball up after the kickoff? Then, like, some people are saying it should be banned, but it's such a, you know, holds such appeal, particularly in the Origin arena.
Yeah, look, you don't mind taking a kick-off carry. It's a tough one because you generally get flogged because there's no one really up next to you. Like, there's no real threat of you passing the ball, really. So you're under a hiding or nothing. Listen, it's just part of the game, I find. But yeah, I wouldn't get rid of it. I think it's an exciting way to start the game. I think brings fans into it. It's a really good physical contest, and it's a good way to start.
Talk about injuries. Another part of the body has led a lot of soft tissue, sort of hamstring leg type injuries this year compared to previous years. Rule changes to speed the game up, is it too quick?
I think it's actually come back a bit. I think when do they come in? They're 6 again, and they've made some good adjustments, I think. But I think we'll look at probably some of those attacking records of like 2020, 21, probably equivalent to some of the swimsuit world records. When they had those suits, and everyone was a world record holder that year. I think the game was ridiculous. It was like touch footy, and it was a tough kick. It was good if you were the attacking team, but you literally couldn't keep teams out. So I think we've kind of found a happy medium. But yeah, I couldn't answer why the soft tissues are more prominent this year. Yeah.
Do you think wet weather plays a role in those sorts of injuries at all?
I got no idea. Just a simple front row. You'd have to ask some physios or some sports scientists.
I guess you don't feel like the traction on the ground or anything impacts your consciousness of things like your hammies and that sort of thing.
I actually like wet games because it makes the little guys a bit slower. So it gives us big boys a chance, and they got to try and catch the ball, and everything's a bit slower, which suits me. So I'm pretty happy. I don't know about the wet weather.